Ooh, look at that black screen that you can't see shit on. I will be right back. Then we will set up the stream. I just wanted to start it now, get people coming in. Oh, here we go. Hey, still nobody in here. Okay. Feed the charger up through there. Get the tripod out. Oh, what a long day. Swap which direction that is going. I think that's about right. At least I think that's how I normally do it. It is. Okay. And now we can finally get this all set up. Oh. How are you doing, one person? 12 people. Damn. Okay. Turns out as soon as I pull it away from the table, I immediately get people in here. Maybe I should have waited a little longer, because I am not set up at all. And then half of them left. Anyway. Okay. Now we are all set. We're going to be talking about new knives that have just come out, new knives that are going to come out, and I don't know, just stuff, because I have nothing better to do than to entertain people. And for some reason, this thing's crooked. So I'm going to fix that real quick, and you guys are going to see a black screen for a second. What the hell is going on? You are better than that. Come on now. Oh, yep, that explains it. Okay. We should be up and level here pretty soon. Way better. There we go. Now it won't be annoying me all stream. So how are people doing today? There are some new Spyderco drops. There is a new ZT drop coming out tomorrow. I don't have any info on that other than I'm pretty sure it's going to be an auto. So let's move some crap out of the way. Make sure that doesn't fall into frame because people can't see that. Okay. 18 people. How you guys doing? Looks better like this. And we're finally set up 5 minutes into the stream. So the new knives this week that I have are going on the table. Somebody that regulars my streams was wanting a Wave Plus. I got another one to sell. So if you show up, whoever you were, I can't remember your name, but please do tell me. Ooh, a silver-plated bowl. Anyway, the new drops this week are Spyderco has dropped a new knife called the Rhodey XL. It is a ridiculously good price for what you're getting. Unfortunately, it is only a slip joint. Not that I mind, but I know a few other people won't like that. Let me move some jackets real quick. Let's look it up real quick. Rhodey XL. Right here. So this is the Rhodey XL. It is a 2.7-inch blade, I believe, made of M398, which is M390 but better edge retention. Okay, for a reasonable price of $87, which that's actually insane right there. But yeah, look at that thing. I had the chance to hold one of these at my local knife shop. Yep, 2.7-inch. With a wire clip. This thing was super comfortable. I plan on getting one here pretty soon when I can afford it. Unfortunately, I'm sitting here saving up for a 3D printer first. This is going to take a little while. The next thing that is going to drop here pretty soon, it's going to be happening tomorrow, is Zero Tolerance here has dropped will be dropping what I believe is going to be a new auto. Based off of the hints they're giving on Instagram anyway, which I will show you guys. Oh, somebody sent me a message. I wonder who it was. Oh, that was last night. Okay. Where is ZT on here? Oh, this phone's a little slow, guys. Unfortunately. But it's a pretty old phone, so I don't know what you expect. Okay. Come on. You got this. So this is the hint they gave, which I believe is a push-button automatic. It's coming out tomorrow. So this should be interesting. I don't think I've seen a ZT auto yet. But I don't follow ZT very much, so you know, I may be wrong. That's perfectly fine. Not everybody's right about everything. What else is new? This dropped. Walmart has dropped another Ozark Trail with a crossbar lock. This thing is not quite as smooth as the other one. It's also lighter because this right here looks to be competing with the Bug Out because it doesn't have full liners. It has partial liners, just like the Bug Out does. And for $5, I don't know. I haven't really done a whole lot with it yet. This is my first day carrying it. So, yep. There's no way that nobody's saying anything. Come on. Don't tell me I turned chat off. If I turn chat off, I swear to God. Because I don't think I did that. Well, other phone then. God. It's going to be a long day. Can I talk on here? It looks like it might let me. So I guess people just aren't interested in talking today. Yep. Okay. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get to cleaning this. I have cut up a little bit of cardboard with it. Just one box, so nothing serious for testing or anything. It's just the beginning of the week, and I wanted to see how well it cut. We will go ahead and clean the tape residue off real quick. I'll bet you all my regulars are over in DVD stream right about now. Okay. And wipe it off. Most of it came off. Still a little bit of tape residue. Yeah, unfortunately, this thing's nowhere. It's like half as smooth as the orange one. But yeah, this one just came to my local Walmart. I kept on coming in and asking if they had them yet, because somebody on Reddit posted a picture of one of these things, and I already knew based off of the blade design that it was a different knife than this one, so it didn't have 3D printed scales or something. And the crossbar lock isn't exactly the right. It's not my favorite lock by any means. I think my growing favorite is starting to be the frame lock. But I do have a decent amount of crossbar lock knives. And I was just sitting there and playing with these the other night. Well, last night. And it's a fun fidget type knife. When you can get them super smooth. And this one just doesn't do it. Don't get me wrong, this one doesn't either. But yeah, these are all crossbar locks. This one's for sale, but we don't typically talk about that on stream. Yep, kind of already talked about everything I wanted to talk about. we will go ahead and move on to, as always, I don't have anything planned. Really do hope people can talk in the chat. Can somebody in the chat tell me if they can say something or try saying something? Because I don't really want it to just be me talking in here. Or maybe I'll go over to somebody else's stream and ask if somebody can drop by real quick. Do. We'll ask him. I do have a new knife in the works. Not one of mine, but I am talking with a company. And they plan to send me one as soon as it goes into production. I kind of wanted to get a hold of it before production started, because if there was any problems I was having, they could possibly get it fixed. This thing ain't very left-hand friendly by the feels of it. Sitting here playing with it, and the lack of an ambidextrous pocket clip doesn't really help with that, unfortunately. There are brass inserts for the pocket clip, though, which is nice. I guess people are just going to sit here not talking. Oh well. So, the way I get these things for the price that I get them at, I got this for, I think, 30. Regular price. This one was like $5. And after shipping was 12. And this one was 20. Brand new, this is 56, 130, and 65, I believe. This was bought at a pawn shop. This one, I bought a broken Gerber that they don't make anymore, and then sent it in to get it fixed, and they said, we're going to give you a $150 credit towards anything on the site. And I picked this. It's all right, but for an extra $15, you could just get a Benchmade Griptilian, so I'd probably go with that instead. This, I kind of just wanted it, so I bought it. $20 instead of 56, so I'm pretty happy with that. I got this Leatherman Wave Plus for 20. Brand new, these go for about 120, so after a little bit of cleaning, it's going to be a great tool. Go ahead and start putting these things away, and I'll clean that Wave Plus here on stream because I have nothing better to do. If somebody wants to hit me up on Instagram or not, because nobody's talking, so damn. I'm used to having at least one person say something in chat. Hope that happens later. Or maybe I can swap accounts on my other phone. Sweet, somebody said hi. Okay, so the chat does work. Appreciate that. Because I'm sitting here stressing about whether chat works or not. Because normally I get a few people saying something in chat at any given point. It's not normally the, hey, how you doing, Sam? Yeah, normally for the first 20 minutes, at least 5 people say something. So I'm sitting here thinking that I had chat turned off the entire time. That's not the funnest thing in the world, because if that happens, then I got to restart the stream, and then everybody that showed up doesn't show up again. Oh, this one was like $1 from the Dollar Tree. I got it because everybody else had one, so everybody else has the larger ones. This one is really small. This thing's got a rolled edge on the serrations from the previous owner. We'll try and fix that here on stream as well. Nope, this is a Gerber something, Gerber Sedulo. It's not anywhere near as smooth as a Benchmade, which is unfortunate, but it's also the price of a Benchmade, so I just use this for when I take knives apart. I just place them all in different squares because that's what I do. It's cheap. Made things nice and easy. There was somebody, I'm going to keep saying it, somebody in chat on one of my previous streams said that they wanted one of these Wave Pluses. And I got to figure out who it was because I told them that they got first dibs on it. Yeah, the nearest air vent is 5 feet that way. So, and it's also on the ground. God, whoever bought this, God, whoever the previous owner, if I can talk, that'd be great. The previous owner caused some serious edge rolling on this thing. Thank you. Have I personally handled the Gerber one flip? No, I have not. Honestly, once you get older, it ain't much better. Because then you got bills and everything. Be young while you can, because when you're not young, adulting sucks. Ooh, I get to go buy whatever I want. Nope, you get to go pay for insurance. Oh, but then after that, I can buy whatever I want. Nope, then you got food. I buy one at least once a week. So, if not, I buy multiple one week and then skip a week. I can't go long enough not buying one because I have a YouTube channel to run based on knives. I happen to enjoy the channel. If I didn't enjoy this content, I wouldn't be doing it. Because, trust me, the amount of hassle that I deal with on this crap is ridiculous. I'm just telling you, adulting sucks. 10 out of 10 would not recommend. Yeah, started off with gas station stuff, and then started learning about the science of metals and stuff, and started buying more and more expensive things. So now my collection's sitting at 140 something knives. No, I'm not going to count them all. And $6,200 worth. That doesn't mean that I spent $6,200. That's just how much the whole collection was worth. So CKF. What is CKF? I don't know every knife term or every company name. So you're acting like 14 isn't a lot. Like the average person in America owns 3 knives. And I'm making up for a ton of people who don't own any. Now, I read that somewhere. That's not me just blowing smoke. I don't know where I read it because I can't remember things like that, unfortunately. But yeah, apparently the average person in America owns 3 pocket knives. And oh boy, am I helping with that average. I've got four multi-tools, including this one. Oh, the easiest steel I've sharpened. That's actually a really good question. Yeah, but those shoe collections are insanely overpriced. I'm gonna say, oh, I don't have any specifically for fishing. Best steel or easiest steel I've sharpened. It's not the cheap stuff. The cheap stuff takes forever. D2. D2 is pretty easy. I've had good experiences with that. What's up, Wildcard? Sorry, I wanted to pull you over here because nobody was saying anything in chat, and I thought I accidentally turned chat off on the stream, which would have sucked. So yeah, D2 on the Kershaw Iridium right here was the easiest sharpening I've ever done. This thing took an edge in 8 minutes, and it's been great ever since. So D2 is probably what I'd recommend for practicing sharpening because it doesn't hold a burr the same way that other steels do, and that burr breaks off nice and easy. I wouldn't be scared to sharpen MagnaCut. It's not that hard. This thing was great. It wasn't the easiest right here. So this thing was a great knife to sharpen. I actually enjoyed sharpening this thing. But it wasn't the easiest. This one takes the cake for the easiest. It's a great knife. I do recommend this thing. If you enjoy slip joints, it's a great knife. I got this thing for $65 at a pawn shop. It is really thin. When you compare it to the one that I've been carrying, I mean, I think the blade stock is actually pretty similar. Yeah, this one's just a little bit thicker. Yeah, they go for 200. So now somebody said, yeah, the one CPM MOV 13. I don't think I've heard of that one. They've got that pawn shop has a Malibu for like 125. If you actually want a Malibu, I could probably talk them down and then sell it to you. There's also another pawn shop. It's got a Les George ProTech for 150, an S35 VN, and I could probably talk them down a little bit too, and then sell it to you for roughly that price. It's not a Chevy Malibu, it's a ProTech Malibu. And I can't guarantee the knives are going to stay there. I know the Malibu is a great knife though. It's in 20 CV. It's been there a while though. Haha, very funny. I'm not a Ford guy either though, so I'm not going to tell you to stop talking shit about Ford. Ford has a bad history. So Knives and Pizza, was it you that wanted one of these Wave Pluses? There's somebody that regulars my streams who wanted a Wave Plus. How you doing, DBD? Don't tell me that you ended your stream just to watch mine. Please don't tell me that. All I wanted Wildcard for was for him to drop by and say something in chat, because for the first 20 minutes of the live stream, nobody said anything. And that's the first time I've ever had that happen. It actually scared the crap out of me. I thought for sure I left chat turned off on accident. Okay. So it was Zach's that really caught people's attention. I see how it is. Anyway, where were we? You don't have to get your numbers up. All you need is so here's how live streaming vertically works is you say that you want to live stream, you open the live stream tab, you try to live stream, it says you can't live stream, then you wait 24 hours and then you can. I don't think you need any. But if you do need some, go upload like 5 or 6 shorts. Right? 5 or 6 shorts, flip a knife around for a little bit, not anything stupid, but like flick open a knife at a beat drop on a song or something. You'll get like 2 or 3 subscribers from that. It's hilarious. People actually enjoy that. Well, what was your previous content? Because you might just do that previous content here. Or if you're more interested in EDC things, I guess you could continue with that. But the whole EDC thing isn't my thing. I don't like flashlights. I don't like there's a lot of things about it I don't like. I don't have the appreciation for things like higher end wallets. It's just not my thing. I've got a $20 wallet that I've had for 5 years and it's never ripped or torn or anything because I don't sit on it. It's a perfectly fine wallet for me. What's up, Terrence? How you doing? That's a nasty looking Q-tip. All from this. Please don't get in there. There we go. Okay, where were we? Yeah, just do whatever you want, and for some reason people follow you. I started posting knife reviews. My first videos were me complaining about knives. Yeah, the flashlights and the wallets aren't for me. The knives are for me. I like the sharp stuff. Now, yeah, I said it earlier. Spyderco came out with a new knife, and it's called the Rhodey XL. Now, let me find it real quick. I don't think Metal Complex is my kind of guy. His content is extremely repetitive, and he uploads so often it's hard to watch any of his content. But yeah, this thing right here, ridiculously good knife. I, I don't own one, but I held one the other day. It's super comfortable with an awesome looking blade shape in M398, which is M390 with extra edge retention because it definitely needed that, for $87. That is ridiculous. It's probably the only time you'll ever be able to get M398 for under 100. And sure, they're on pre-order on here, but there's other places where you can just buy them. So there was also, I was talking about this earlier. ZT is dropping a new knife tomorrow. I believe it's going to be a push button auto, based off of this video that they uploaded on their Instagram with a push button, but it just looks like it's going to be a push button auto. But this will be dropped tomorrow, so look into that. Walmart dropped this recently. Yeah, I don't do affiliate links or anything like that because I'm not trying to make money on this. If I'm going to make money, I'm going to make it off of my designs. So I'm not going to say this is a Grail yet. It's nowhere near as smooth as the other one. The other one of mine is broken in, but right out of the box, it was this smooth. You know, it wasn't that smooth. This thing, even after I oiled it, because I oiled it. So this thing's still better. Even with mine being warped slightly to the right, this one's still better. This one, however, isn't warped at all, and it is perfectly centered. I don't care. You guys talk about whatever you want in the comments. It's not like I'm forcing you to talk about certain things. I would say freedom of speech is super important to me, and it is, but there's certain things I can't have you talking about in here. Call of Duty isn't one of them. You can talk about it all you want. I don't really care. It doesn't change anything to me. And you can go ahead and head out. We'll see you later, DBD. Now, where were we? I think we've already talked about all the new drops that were kind of important to me. We can clean up the rest of the tools on this, actually. Top 5 Grails. Okay. We'll start off with this one. This one. I'm pretty happy with this one. Let's see here. Probably my first Leatherman wave. Yeah, that Leatherman wave was $30. I got a brand new Leatherman wave for $30. So that's hard to beat. I don't have it on the table, but it is here. And then this one. So this is a Kershaw Junkyard Dog 2. They made 1,000 of them in 2007. It was when their composite blades started coming out. This uses a titanium scale with no lock bar insert. So it is just a titanium insert or titanium scale right here in SG2. This was designed by, oh, what's his name? Tim Gallion. These go for $450 to $500. The SK knife, this one, Sandrin knife. It has lock rock. Unfortunately, after breaking down 10 boxes, I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera. I'll try and hold it still, but it moves slightly. Not enough for me to not carry it, but it is a little bit noticeable. If you're going to get something with tungsten carbide blades, I would look into one of their cheaper models because it's kind of just an experience thing. I bought it because I liked the design, but I also wanted to experience a new blade material. I don't know if I'd buy it again because of that problem that it has. So the G10 scale one, I'd still look into one of their cheaper models. If you like, it's this lock. This backspacer is aluminum. And I think what happened was I pushed too hard or something and it flattened the lock bar so that it has a slight bit of blade play now. Not front or not like side to side, but front and back there is a little bit of blade play. Tungsten isn't steel. How cheap do they go? This one's $300. They made a titanium version after I bought this for $400. The G10 version is $260. Let me look at their other ones because they do make other knives for less. And again, that's what I would recommend is something like that just to experience what it is. So I'll go ahead and open their website. Yep, it is a metal. It is not steel though. Let's see, the Monza TCK2, that might be the one that I'm going to recommend. So the TCK2 runs you... Oh, the TCK2 is $300 as well. Yeah, I'm gonna look right here because again, I can stop my stream and do whatever the hell I want because it's my stream. This is the Della Torre 340. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that their cheapest model now is the G10 version of this. The Lanzo runs you $300, and that one's out of stock. Yeah, so I think the regular Torino is actually going to be their cheapest model, unfortunately. I can't talk too much about it. I am in talks with them, though. There's a company that's coming out with a tungsten carbide knife they're going to send me one for testing. 300. Okay, yeah. So if that's the case, I'd probably just go with the G10 version of this. Well, just wait like 2 months, okay? Before you make any decisions, wait 2 months. I'm in talks with the company. They're making something new. I can't. All I can tell you is the blade material is also going to be tungsten carbide. All of these knives that I'm showing are folding. So this one's folding, folding. The TCK2 is also folding. These are slip joints. So they're kind of like this one where there's no lock. It just opens and closes with pressure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to reviewing that stuff. I'm supposed to be one of, if not the first person to get my hands on one of these things. And that's extremely exciting for me. But unfortunately, I think it's going to be sitting at about 400. You should be jealous, you know. Look around. I'm not going to say that you can find one, but there are a few auctions that you might be able to win one for around 90. The last one that I saw sell on an auction actually came with the actually came with the lanyard with it, and I think it went for 95. It was on one of them GovDeal websites, so look into that. The only full tang knife that I have is this one. And I seem to bring it out every stream because everybody asks. It's a Rat 5. And actually, this might be also one of my Grail knives because this thing is really, really nice. So this is either 1095 or 1085 with what feels like a Line X finish, but I'm pretty sure it's Cerakote. I beat the tar out of this thing. I literally chopped through a tree with this thing, and it didn't care. Yeah, this thing is bigger than every knife on the table. It's bigger than the mat. Came with this sheath, and it just goes in there and sits there because I don't use it unless we go camping, and we sold the trailer, so we're not going camping anymore. Spartan Blades, Harsey. I think I've heard of that, but I don't remember seeing it. So we'll go ahead and look that up. Yeah, that is out of my price range by quite a bit. It looks good though. What steel is that? Magna Cut. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So that's a good looking knife. I like that. And I've actually been looking into a few of these, but I do not. So I don't watch a whole lot of once okay, it's not a convex, but it's something interesting. The whole grind of the blade is interesting. I can't share that company either because it's the same company making the other one. I've heard that Hinderer has really bad customer service, and I don't recommend companies that have bad customer service because when I have a problem with my knife, I don't need that amplified by somebody being a dick to me about it. I paid you $300, $400, $500 for a knife, right? I expect to have some sort of respect that I bought one of your products, there's a problem with it, and I need it fixed. I don't care if it costs a little bit of money, but you can't be overcharging people for stuff. So that's why I like Kershaw, CT. I kind of wish I could say CRKT, but I'm really disappointed in what they're doing nowadays. Hogue has, I don't know. I don't pay attention to all the drama that goes on, really. The drama doesn't matter to me. All that matters is, do you have good customer service or not? And I already know that, what's his name? Medford is a dick. I've talked to my local knife shop owner named Aaron. He doesn't like Medford because one of his guys came into the shop. I do not have any karambits, and told him, "Hey, I don't like how these are displayed. You need to move them, or else we won't sell to you anymore." And he said, "Well, fuck you. I'm not going to sell your shit anyway anymore." And then I think he threw them away. Like, he literally threw away Predatorians because he got mad at him for it. Like, this guy doesn't give a shit. I kind of like the dude for that, but he's got more money than he knows what to do with anyway. That's the whole reason he owns a knife shop. No, Medford has what does he have? What's it called? A reputation for, I would be too. I'd be selling them because, well, I might keep one, but yeah. Yeah, that'd be ridiculous. Where was I going with that? Hogue. Yeah, Hogue has some of the best customer service. I snapped the pocket clip on my Hogue, and on this one right here. Apparently, we're just pulling out the expensive knives today. Not that I mind that, but it's kind of entertaining. So I snapped the pocket clip on this, and these pocket clips run like $14 on Blade HQ. I decided, well, I'm gonna try. Sending them an email and seeing if they'll send me one. So I sent them an email, and they got back to me within like 2 hours saying, "Yeah, we wouldn't mind sending you one. Send us an address and a phone number, and we'll send you one." They sent me a free pocket clip with screws. Their customer service is great. I will recommend these guys to the ends of the earth because I respect that kind of integrity from a company. It doesn't take much to care for your customers. It really doesn't. And they just went above and beyond. Okay, so it's a heat treated pocket clip, and the hardness on this thing is actually pretty high. What happened was it was bent wrong. I told them that it got caught on my seatbelt and snapped. What actually happened was I was trying to straighten it, and it just snapped. It didn't even bend at all. It just snapped. And I was a little disappointed by that. And I didn't want to spend the money on it, so I just sent them an email hoping I'd get something out of it. And yeah, they just sent me a free pocket clip. I will always, always recommend these guys because they care for their customers, and that's important to me. Do I have anything else expensive? I guess I do. Where did my expensive shit go? That's not expensive. I bought it used. So I bought it from a pawn shop for $100. Brand new, they go about $240. Yeah. I will, if you treat me well as a customer, I will recommend you to the ends of the earth because that's important to me. I want the people who follow me. Well, I have a few things over 300, but I don't try and go for them. This one I got for 140 only because they could never sell it to anybody else. Third one. This one, just say the one that looks like a fighter jet if you're talking about that one. Where was I going? Yeah, I will recommend a company to the ends of the earth if they give me great customer service and continue that. Because customer service is extremely important, and all the people that follow me deserve to have some sort of kind person talking to them about this stuff. When something breaks, I hope, I don't expect it to get fixed, but I hope that they would understand that I'm already not having a good day because something broke, right? Your pocket clip snaps on a $240 knife. You're not having a good day. You just aren't. That's the way it is. People that understand that when something breaks and you're having a bad day and they continue to be nice about it, I love that. I do not have a mini Griptilian or Griptilian. I will, however, recommend them over this thing because I am. Deal with it. They're way more comfortable. They're smoother. Benchmade has a... So that's about the only knife that I'll recommend from Benchmade. It's a good price for what you're getting, especially with the thumb hole. I love the Spyderco thumb hole on that thing. It's sick. But I don't know. I haven't dealt with Spyderco's warranty because I haven't broken anything from them. I don't particularly want to, but maybe one of these days I'll have to and see what happens. God, I just hate breaking shit for the sake of breaking it. I can't say that I've had a good experience with Spyderco or a bad one. They don't respond to you on social media unless you've got a large following. Spyderco Civilian, never heard of that one. I'll look it up real quick though. Oh, the Adamas is heavier than it looks. It is. It's thick too. The Adamas is thicker than this. Like, it's a good that thick, which is that's like 3/4 of an inch thick. It is huge. The Adamas is huge. Now, Spyderco. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. I am not buying one of those. Nope. I'm gonna break it. There's no way I could buy one of those and not break it. For $350 and you're getting what steel? VG10? Yeah, right. That ain't gonna happen. Holy crap. And you're free to ask any questions you want. I'll answer as many as I can. Yeah, I have an iridium on the table right here. If you have any questions about it, again, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering any questions that anybody shows up with. I prefer to keep them a little serious, but I don't mind messing around every once in a while. Have you looked at the matriarch? So the matriarch is the smaller version of the oh yeah, guaranteed. Well, the matriarch is cheaper. Detent is fine. The action is all right. This is just a little too big for me. They make a smaller version of it too. So for people with that wear large size gloves, go with this. If you wear medium or small, go for the smaller version. The smaller version is also $5 less. So Scallywag Tactical. Oh, that's a fun name. You'd never sharpen it. There's no point in sharpening it. It's serrated. You shouldn't need to sharpen it. But again, it's also a self-defense type knife. So, and as I think it was you that said it earlier. No, Knives and Pizza said that if they ever pull out a picture of that thing, you are already losing the lawsuit. Now, that also depends on if you leave somebody alive to sue you. So, I'm not suggesting anything at all. Scallywag, that again. My favorite, Civivi. I don't own a lot of their stuff. I haven't, so I really just don't own a lot of their stuff. But this one ain't bad. It's a front flipper though, so that's a little off-putting for some people. But I think I'd go with the Vision FG. If I could get my hands on one for a decent price, I'd buy one of those. No, you're not supposed to. Look into the Matriarch. Not the civilian, look into the Spyderco Matriarch. You might want that a little more. It's cheaper, about half the price, and it has a 1/2 inch less blade. Now, all right, what do these guys have? Okay. How much? 440? $75 for 440. That's a lot. And 420. Yeah, I wouldn't go for Scallywag Tactical at this point. Smith & Wesson doesn't make knives. They license out their name to put on knives. So they don't make knives. That's why all the ones, like, their guns are good. Their knives suck. Now we said Scallywag Tactical, overpriced for what you're getting. Not worth it to me. Venom OTF. I mean, I'll look into them, but OTF knives aren't really my thing. I think you mean Vipertech Venom. $95 for what steel are we talking about? 440C. Not for me. Their sheath designs might be alright, but I don't like the cost for what steel you're getting. Not that steel means everything, but you know, it's just personal preference again. Now, how much money on the tape do we have on the table right now? Now, if we're going based off a brand new price, it's less. We're going based off of See, I appraise my collection. That's Benchmade though. If I appraise my collection the way that I want to, I go based off of either brand new price or secondary price, and I mix the two. Like this one goes for 200 brand new. This one probably went for like 150, but now they go for like 450, 300. I'm gonna say like 180, 5, probably another 140, but brand new they go for 232. And then I could probably get 40 out of that. Let's see here. It is a nice Sunday, other than the clouds are getting in the way all the time. So let's count this up. 200, 400, 600, 900, 1350. Okay, so that's about 1350 right there. Without this. So just these 5 are like 1350. Let's see. TRC. I'll look into that too. Well, if we want to go based off a brand new price, and if we want to add this one in, we can keep this one out for now. 200, 440, 5, 640, 672, 972, and 1,000 something. TRC Urban Tactical. Damn, that is an interesting looking knife. And it's LMAX. Yeah, that ain't gonna be bad. That's probably a pretty decent knife. Where are these made? Israeli tactical knives, huh? Normally, as soon as I see the word tactical, I laugh. So, we'll see what they have. A hat for $68 for a hat. Holy shit. That's a gnarly looking knife. This just gets. Yeah, look. Are you talking about these guys? Because this is 68 bucks for a hat. Sure, it's a special edition, but it's $68 for a hat. So, yeah, this one, that looks freaking gnarly, dude. I would hate to get hit by that thing. You guys are going to love the name of the next knife. Cobra Gen 6 Sigma King. Sigma. Let's see what steel they used and stuff. $350 for CPM D2. CPM D2 at 61. DLC coating. G10. And a limited lifetime guarantee. I hate those limited lifetime guarantees because limited means that it's only against factory defects, which doesn't help with if you're doing something normal and you bend something and you need a new blade. I like the thought of I break something, I send it back, and then I get a new one. Or I break something, I send it back, and they replace the part that broke. Because that's cheaper. Because if I'm spending $400 on a knife, which we'll see how these guys treat me because I don't know yet. Oh, damn it, I clicked on something. I expected at $350, I expected LMAX. I'm going to be honest. Because, don't get me wrong, D2 is fine, and CPM D2 is great and all, but I like, well, God, you can get better stuff for cheaper. That's just the way it is. The blade designs are definitely interesting. All new hyper aggressive, whatever hyper aggressive means. Ripsaw shark fin spine. All new reinforced swedge. I don't know how you reinforce a swedge. What the fuck does that mean? It's a swedge. It's a cutout. It makes things weaker. It's not going to make anything stronger. That part that's reflecting right there is a swedge. It's extra material that has been removed to make this thinner. It makes it lighter, and it makes it go through things smoother. Now let's see here. When that all adds up, right? It's removed material that may cause problems. It is not reinforced. And I don't care how you say they reinforce it, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I'm not stupid. I know how this stuff works. Now, the other side of things is I'm not an engineer. Okay? I don't know. I've focused on stress points on my designs. Oh, yeah, no. I'd hate to get smacked with that thing. But how is this reinforced? It's just a small swedge. It's not reinforced. And the weak spot on this knife is right there. That right there. Where else? No, yeah, that's about the weakest spot on the knife, except for the tip. Oh. No. Yeah. I've never had to change them, but I don't use my Wave Plus, so my dad uses his, but I don't think he's ever used the cutters either. Man, if they added rebar in the swedge, that'd be hilarious. Like, you could see the rebar. Oh my god, I would laugh my ass off. But yeah, for $350, I'd expect LMAX at 62 HRC. I do not own any switchblades at all. I own Spydercos. They're just not on the table. yet. I own 3 Spydercos now. I used to own 4, and I don't regret getting rid of the pair of 3. For what I got to replace it, I'm not going to regret that. I am definitely happy with what I got. Where were we? Let me double check to see that chat isn't broken. It was broken. Okay. Smith & Wesson. Karambits, I think, are... Oh yeah, chat froze on my thing, so I had to fix it. What was it? SW995. That is not what I'd consider a karambit. That's like a backwards karambit. You kidding me? I can't even zoom in on the picture. Yeah. Reverse karambit. The sharp edge is on the bottom. See, this right here does the opposite of what it's supposed to be used for. Because, do I have a recurve? I do have a recurve. Okay. Let me get my blur out real quick. Which is new old stock, by the way. This has a recurve. The recurve is right here. Where it's a swoop right there. That right there is made so that it pulls material in. So when you're cutting cardboard or something, and you go like this, it holds it in this spot right here. Karambits do that so that when you're tearing against somebody's skin, it keeps pulling it further in. To have it do the exact opposite completely ruins the whole fact that it's a karambit in the first place. Yeah, let's get all my Grail knives out. How about that? Because well, real quick, I'm going to get all the expensive stuff out. We'll leave that because that's expensive. Yeah. Okay. Wonder how much a CRKT dog goes for. Now let's look these up. I don't have eBay on this. CRKT dog. They went for $115. Okay. $85. So yeah, I could probably sell that thing for $100. This one right here. These ones go for like $150. the CRKT Blade Lock 1. So yeah, 150, 250, 450, 750, 880, 980, 1080, 1120, 1220, 1320, 1352, 1340, no, 1350. So yeah, that's 1350 without this one. With that one, for how much I could sell it for, 17, 18. That's $1,800 in knives on the table. Now that's only if we're including how much I can sell them for and then brand new prices. If we're going to go for only how much I can sell them for, it's like half of that. Well, you get the point. It's nowhere near as high. Anywho, I'm done talking about how expensive I've got, how much shit I've got. Nope, I'm happy with the way it is. Shiv works. Oh, that thing's cute. I don't like the handle shape of that thing. And they've only got a 1-year warranty. No thanks. Yeah, that just ain't worth it to me. Dude, I could throw a rock. I mean, I could hit somebody with a rock. And I'd probably be better off because rocks are heavier. Yes, I'm making fun of that thing. So, executive. Yeah, there's. Oh. Yeah, that's not my kind of thing either. Somebody I know is going to confuse that thing with a real pen and get hurt. So, not for me. See, that's the other thing is what I think about a knife shouldn't matter to you. You guys really shouldn't care what I think. All I am is a dude that talks about knives. There's no other thing that I do. It's just that and me giving people suggestions. I'm not telling you to buy certain things. I don't get any benefit from you buying something because I don't have any affiliate links. It's just I want you guys to buy something that's worth it. As long as you don't regret your purchase, what you purchased doesn't really matter. You can tell me what you carry, I don't mind. I'm probably going to roast you for it, but I swap what I carry every week, so I carry all sorts of weird shit. Like this thing is getting carried soon. It's an $8 knife. Yep, I collect because because I do. I literally don't have a reason. There's no point in me doing this. It's entertaining. I do care about blade steels. Hmm. Yeah, I don't have much to say about that. I don't know how to help you with that one. I carry a knife everywhere I go. And the reason I can say that is because I don't go into government buildings. Now, what were we talking about? Something about the reason why I carry. My dad carries a Leatherman and a knife. He carries the knife because, I'm going to be honest, this isn't the most, well, it's not that bad. I was going to say it isn't the most comfortable thing to carry, but it's not really all that bad at all. We're going to go ahead and sharpen this thing for the next owner. Somebody in my, I'm going to keep bringing it up. Yeah, our schools don't do that. Yeah, the only reason I carry a knife is to open a package or cut food. And the last time I did something that wasn't either of those was forever ago. Other than cutting cardboard because I'm bored or for testing purposes, I don't have any other reason to carry a knife. I have an expensive knife in my pocket to show off, to say, hey, look, I'm carrying a knife that's more expensive than one of your guns. But I have no particular reason. Yeah, food, like the three things that people use their knives for are food, opening packages, and cutting paper. Those are the top three uses of a knife. I promise you. Almost nobody uses them for anything else. And when you do, it's something that has to do with food, like food. That there's almost no other reason. Yeah, fishing, but if you're using it for fishing and you're eating the fish, it's still food related. That's what I'm talking about is you could be skinning an animal, it's still food related. As long as you're taking it for food. Which I'd hope if you're skinning an animal, it's food related. But yeah, I mean, when was the last time you used a knife for something that wasn't food related, wasn't opening a package, or opening a package of food, or cutting paper or cardboard? When was the last time you did something that wasn't one of those three things? Yep. This is kind of fidgety. I have nothing else to do with my hands other than go on social media. And I think that this is better for my hand dexterity than social media. And that's not why I do it, but I just think that this is healthier than sitting there on social media making posts all the time. Yesterday, what did you do yesterday that wasn't food, paper, or package related? Oh, I also take pictures, so yep. So it had something to do with wood. Yep, there you go. Maybe we should add a fourth one. So we'll go with food, packages, cardboard or paper, and something wood related. There you go. The likelihood of you using your knife outside of those 4 reasons is slim. Very slim. Yep. I just defeated that. Your whole purpose. Wood. Somebody was asking earlier about one of the best steels that I've sharpened. Yeah, I don't have to have a reason for doing this. I buy these because it's entertaining. Oh, I just stabbed the table. Whoops. Good thing it's a wood table. I got food on this yesterday. I was gonna carry this for the next week, and then this thing showed up at my local Walmart, and I had to buy it and carry it because tomorrow there is a video coming out on this. It's probably going to be like one of the first 5 videos on YouTube about that knife. Well, it's not like I stabbed the table on purpose. I don't stab myself on purpose either, but that's happened. So one of my favorite steels to sharpen was S35 VN on this ZT. Was great. I enjoyed it so much because it was quick. Okay, well this table's like kind of expensive, so I don't mean to stab it. It just kind of happens. So yeah, this thing was nice to sharpen. It wasn't bad at all. I also have pictures of this on Instagram if anybody's interested. I'll show those off real quick. We'll go ahead and clear all my notifications. Yep, the mini Praxis is what I bought for my dad. Yep, there you go. So yeah, that's a picture of this knife right here. And of course, it doesn't look anywhere near as good on stream as it does if you look it up yourself. But it is a very good looking knife. Yeah, I've cut myself open plenty of times. I think I needed 14 stitches right here. This was wide open. It still feels weird. Yeah, that was in 2020, April of 2020. Not the best experience. Serrated knives are sharp, whether they look sharp or not. So I still own that knife. Knife that just about killed me. Don't plan on getting rid of it. I cracked my head open once as a kid. I smacked my head into a table. It doesn't hurt, it just feels weird. No, but I know a bigger one. Well, that's what you get for being stupid. Don't lay on a. Well, I don't have much room to talk there, but yeah, that's what you get. Take that. Now let's see. Small spring assisted, or similar spring assisted, not small. Stronger metal. Let's look around. Well, I was a kid too. I just didn't do stupid shit all the time. I only did it sometimes. See, my stupid shit was shit that almost got me killed. So, and I didn't do it often. It just kind of happened like once every 5 years. So let's go into the knives section. Spring assisted knives. You're probably going to be going for, I think you mean 8 concrete, not concert, but yeah. So spring assisted, you're probably going to be looking into Kershaw for spring assisted. Does it have to be spring assisted though? Were you wearing a helmet? Because if you weren't wearing a helmet, that sure explains a lot. I mean, I didn't say that. Definitely didn't say that. I hate helmets too, but if I'm going to smack my head on concrete, I'm going to wear a helmet. Because interestingly enough, there's something in your head that if it smacks against your skull will cause damage permanently. I happen to enjoy being able to think the way that I am, and I'm not going to try and change that. Well, I'm looking through spring assisted knives right now, so we'll see what I come up with. I haven't. Let me go grab a Tums and something to drink real quick, and I'll be right back. I'm going to continue looking while I'm going, though. Still looking. Yeah, when you do stupid kid stuff now, then you get hurt. And it hurts for a while instead of just for that day. Hence why I don't do stupid kid stuff anymore. Still looking. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick while I'm looking. So I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Wish I had a lighter to light a candle in here, but I've broken my middle finger once. It's crooked now. This one. It's bent over to this side. That one might be an option. What's your price range, real quick, before I continue looking? Because I'm already in the $50 range. Yeah, I broke my middle finger playing basketball. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Flipping you off in particular. Under 65. Okay. I'll continue looking for a bit, but I'll be right back. I found something. After searching for decades. Oh. Where was I? The CRKT facet frame lock. It's larger than the, well, it's spring assisted with ball bearings, frame lock, D2, and designed by Ken Onion, so I'd probably go with that. If not, the CRKT flat out isn't bad. It also looks nothing like the other one that you're wanting, but if you could remove the spring assist on this thing, I think that I would really like this one. So yeah, the CRKT Facet. I think it's their cheapest knife that comes with D2 at $56. I was gonna recommend a Leak, but the Leak is kind of basic and it's actually pretty expensive now, so that's unfortunate. One of these days I'll probably get a Facet. Oh. It's LEEK. So it's also designed by Ken Onion. I've got one. This is the Leak. Other than the tip being broken, I've got 3 of them. Yeah, we'll show you a brand new one. Right here. So this is the Kershaw Leak. I'd still go with the Facet over this, but this is not a bad knife at all. How you doing, Aiden? Now, the only downside of this thing is it's super easy to break the tip off. Almost every one of these that you find used will have a broken tip. The upside of the broken tip is it's already broken, first of all. But it's actually easier to sharpen this thing without the tip. The easiest knife that I've ever sharpened was a QSP Penguin. It's a flat edge, so yeah. Well, I've never broken a Yojimbo because I don't own one, so it's a little out of my price range. But I broke my Leak trying to fix it. I knew it was probably going to break, so I wasn't super worried about it. But there is a broken piece of 14C28N somewhere in the garage. Now, what were we talking about? Because there was something else that I wanted to show. Blade shapes. It's a liner lock. This one is by far one of the best knives for the price. These things go for $38. Really, really smooth. And they go for $38 with the marbled carbon fiber. With D2. Highly recommend these things. This was one of my favorite knives that I've carried this year. I've carried a lot of knives this year. I think up to date this year I have carried 40-something different knives this year. I carried a new knife every week except for last week. So however many weeks there are this year that are done. This is my first day carrying it. So it cut cardboard fine so far. Haven't had any problems with it really, but it's not as smooth as the orange one is. So D2 isn't it's not a grade. D2 is the name of the steel. And the best way to explain this is yeah, so the white one just came out. This one's $5. I bought 2 of them. And I expect this one to be just as hard to find as this one. So I'm not saying buy it because I know it's not as high quality. But if you want one, now's the time to get it. Now back to steel. Steels have different names. The name is based on what kind of materials are in it. And the materials get very complicated. So, like this steel is 8CR13 MOV. Oh yeah, no, these things, I still can't get one. Every time they show up, somebody shows up and buys all of them. And I'd like to get a second one so that I can at least break one in the test, as much as I hate breaking stuff. But yeah. So D2. Well, how many subscribers do I have now? I'm kind of hoping I'm still sitting at below 700, but I'm probably not. I wanted to get a screenshot at 700. I have 706, so that's not happening. Oh, wow. That sucks. Well, we'll take the screenshot now, I guess. Unless people want to try something. If everybody wants to, or if a few people want to unsubscribe, and then we'll see if I can get that screenshot, and then you subscribe again. That'd be pretty sick. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. Well, now I've got 707, so that didn't help. What do you do? Go ahead and recheck again. $704. This is stupid. I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is such a first world problem. Like, there is absolutely no reason I should care. 703. And the fact that I'm happy that it's going down, that's the weird part. Go ahead and recheck again. Still sitting at 703. And unfortunately, So I thought about subscribing to myself with other accounts, but if I did that, then I don't consider it real. Yeah, I hate missing milestones because I get screenshots every time I hit one. And up until today, I've hit every single 100 mark and screenshotted it. So that might not happen today, unfortunately. And I don't want to take away too much of people's time doing this. So, yep, I think 703 is the lowest we're going to get. So I screenshotted that. I'm not super dedicated to getting that screenshot. So, yep, hate it when that happens. Dude, I started a stream at like 580 and I think I got the 600. No, it was I started a stream at like 530 subscribers, and then that stream got me like 48, and I was like, where the hell did these people come from? Yeah, I'll get the 700 mark, or I'll get the 1,000 mark guaranteed. I'm literally gonna end the stream as soon as I hit 1,000 because I'm going to do that. I started drinking flavored water because I like eating sweet stuff and I'm trying to lose weight. So, well, if everybody wants to go ahead and resubscribe because now we're down, I don't think we're going to be able to hit that 700. So that's fine. Not everybody is watching me. So that's fine. Anyway, where were we? I would have to agree something along those lines, but it also depends on how long people stick around for, which is why we only have 6 to 8 people in here. My old streams used to hit 20 and then stick around at 20 for a while. Or one time we hit like 60 and then everybody filtered away pretty quick. All I'm trying to do is get watch time. That's what these streams are for, and because I'm bored. So the watch time is what I need before I can start doing memberships and stuff. I don't think I'm going to start the memberships thing because I don't want to start paying taxes on this stuff. Because then stuff gets complicated and I really don't want to do it. So I think I'm going to stick around as long as I can, not monetized, before I actually need it. Because I know that you don't get much money from this unless people donate. And I don't want people donating. Not that that's going to be a rule, but I'd prefer that somebody buy a knife instead of donating money. Because when people donate money, I get something out of it and they get a thank you, but they don't get anything physical. If you buy a knife from me, you get a physical reward for spending your money. Taxes are just complicated and I hate them. So the longer I can go without having to pay taxes on this channel, the happier I'm going to be. I expect to hit 1,000 subscribers here in the next year, easy. I'm hoping it's going to happen like inflation's getting ridiculous, dude. However, I do need to contact that gold company and sell all my gold too. I've got like $400 or $500 worth of gold. So I need to sell that. Yep. Don't forget to resub if you unsubscribed for the screenshot. Unfortunately, we didn't get the screenshot, but that's all right. Yep, we're right back up to 707. Beautiful. I'll get a screenshot of 707 real quick. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, I try and sell knives for a decent deal. I go for roughly 33% off. Yeah, well, I was going to sell the day of the election, but gold has been going down. It's down almost $50 this week, which isn't good. And that's $50 an ounce. I've got like 12 grams or something, so by no means do I have big money, but enough for that $50 to actually mean something to me. Currently, we're just getting tape residue off of this again. Good. Cool. Go ahead and fix chat again. Oh, it doesn't need it. Dude, gold is $2,700 an ounce right now. Back when I was a kid, it was worth $1,800 an ounce. It's gone up like 33% since I was 9. That's insane. One of the higher performing metals on Earth. Where were we? Oh, we were going to finish cleaning this. For the next owner. Speaking of the next owner, well, yeah, it's starting to go back down, but I don't know why, so I'm going to hold it for a little bit. I don't really care. What you say in here doesn't exactly matter because it's just words, and I'm not going to get offended by you saying a bad word. Gold does extremely well when the economy is going to shit. But when the economy is doing well, gold isn't doing well. However, I've never seen gold go down by a significant amount. So that's something to think about. Okay, come on, let's get these out. I know you should never use a knife to pry on something, but oh, I'm going to stab myself if I do that. Ah, screwdriver it is. Right there. It's funny because I'm using a screwdriver to get the screwdriver out. Holy shit. And they expect me to pull that out with my fingernail? Yeah, fucking right. Not that tight. Yeah, no, gold will never go down to 0. Gold will always be worth something. People are too greedy for Well, I don't normally pry with a knife. It's just a knife I don't particularly care about, and I need an excuse to break the tip off of it so I can regrind it. However, just because I need to break the tip off of it doesn't mean I'm going to stab myself in the process. I happen to, again, enjoy my fingers the way they are. And I kind of want to be one of the only knife guys that hasn't stabbed myself or cut myself on stream. Because we all get cut. All of us knife collectors and knife enthusiasts who have a YouTube channel have gotten cut. Whether it's really bad, kind of bad, or it just, oh no, it's just a surface cut, doesn't matter. It happens so often to us because we're messing around with something more often than the average person. Yeah, my screwdriver set is Harbor Freight. $8 now. They went up $1. On the bright side of that, though, I get free if one of them breaks. It's a tough steel, so holy shit, what happened to that? Oh boy, do I absolutely love it when the previous owner of something that I bought abused it. I've never gotten cut with a balisong. I mess around with them every once in a while. I've never gotten cut. Okay. Yep, one more spot that needs cleaning on that. Let me double check and make sure chat isn't broken again. Yep, okay, all good. Oh. Oh, Jesus. Nope. I do not have any balisongs now. Well, that right there explains why these were so hard to get out. And I'll show you here in just a sec, too. Come on. Okay. No, I don't think there's anything against that. Oh, Jesus. This, see how it's all smooth right now? Yeah, so this right here is bent. And it's bent bad, too. That looks like a manufacturer warp. Like it came like that. That's unfortunate. I don't think I can... I could probably send that in and get it fixed. It's just, I really don't want to pay for shipping for this. It's a can opener. It literally takes another screwdriver to open it. But once it's open, you can open the screwdriver nice and easy. It's just the can opener is bent. So to close it, you have to push really hard. And then this gets really hard to open. I was going to just lube it up, but now that that's a problem, I might have to drop the price of what I'm going to sell it for, which sucks. Well, the bottle opener's on this side, so, well, or maybe that is both. Let's go ahead and open the other side real quick. This one's smooth this way. This is perfectly fine opening it like that. It's just that because that's bent. So now we'll pull this one out. Cool. Okay. Now to do this, cool. I can open that with my finger now. Okay. We'll go ahead and clean this off. There it is. Right here. And then once we're all done cleaning this thing, we're going to oil it and see if it works any better than it already did. Because lubrication is important on these. Well, I'm not quite sure how to do that, so I'm not going to mess with something that I don't know how it works. I also don't have the safety bits to take this thing apart, so that's not going to happen anyway. Clean up in there. Next piece right here. Honestly, most of the tools on a Leatherman I wouldn't recommend using other than the pliers. It is really hard to get the other ones out. Okay, clean out this. Nope, it's a glasses screwdriver. It's got a little Phillips head on this side. And a flat head on the other side. If it was a lockpick, this tool would be way cooler than it is. Now I'll pull the flat head out. Okay, now we are done cleaning it. Yep, nothing else needs cleaned. So now this is when we start oiling things. To do that, we use mineral oil because it is a food safe product. Just wait for it to come out. Okay. A little on this side. Okay. We will open and close it. Nope, I collect knives. Just pocket knives. I don't collect flashlights. I don't collect wallets. Just pocket knives. I don't have a use for anything else, really. I do have a flashlight that I carry daily, but it's nothing impressive. Multi-tools aren't my thing really either, so it's just the pocket knives. I just happen to know that these things sell for quite a bit, and the fact that I got it for 20 bucks is the only reason why I got it. Because I'm not keeping it. There's somebody that frequents my live streams that that wanted one of these for a good price, and I told him I'd sell it to him for 45 or 50, I think is what I said. Brand new, these are 120. And I've got a buddy that buys these. Well, keep in mind you can collect whatever you want, so it doesn't have to be knives. I prefer it be something that doesn't involve hurting people, but yeah. Yep. I do buy and sell. I don't really trade. There's some weird people out here. That's why I bring it up. So, some of the people that show up in my live streams are real weird. I've yet to get my hands on one of those. One of the free series. But yeah, if you're interested in, I don't remember who it was that wanted the Wave Plus, but I told somebody I'd give them a good deal. And then unfortunately, I forgot who that somebody was. So, but I finally got another one. Yeah, my flashlight isn't rechargeable. It takes a single AAA battery and it sits there on my keys. So next we will go ahead and open this again. I will have to tell the buyer that unfortunately this needs replaced. And I'm sure they're not going to be super happy about that, but all you really got to do is send it in and they'll fix it. Because that is most definitely a manufacturer defect. There's no stress marks anywhere. Yeah, that doesn't really, the Chomo thing doesn't really happen here. Because they don't leave the house. They die before they can leave. So, yeah. Also, Idaho is one of the first, which is where I'm from. I think we are the first state to make it legal to execute people who hurt children under the age of 12. And I think Florida did it second, so Idaho is first. And the drug stuff does happen here. Too many people complaining about not having rights. Like, you got the same amount of rights as everybody else. I don't know what you want. Nope. Probably not, unfortunately. I'm glad I live where I live. Okay, let's check with some paper. I'm going to say those are sharp. And they don't need cleaned up. So this is a well-oiled piece of well-oiled tool right here. And I'd be happy to buy that. Alaska isn't my thing either. I happen to like it where I'm at because it's not too cold. The coldest it gets here is negative 25. So that's not too bad. I've heard North Dakota has been having it pretty bad the last few years. Getting down to negative 65. Like negative 25, it kind of sucks. And it takes forever for vehicles to start, but yeah. At negative 65 is when you need to start adding an anti-gel agent to your fuel. Well, my state, it fluctuates between summer. Like we have three seasons. We have fall, where it's at right now, which is between summer and winter. We have winter, where it gets down to negative 25. And then we have summer, where it gets up to 114. So yeah, it fluctuates between hot and holy shit, it was just hot 5 minutes ago. We also get random thunderstorms where it'll be sunny and then 5 minutes later you'll look up and then it starts fucking dumping. So Idaho weather is like a bipolar teenager. Oh, but it's a dry heat. Doesn't mean it's not hot. Now let's see. What do we want to talk about now? Because I'm sitting here bitching about stuff that's going on. Ooh, we got to finish cleaning this thing up. I'm almost done. It just needs a little bit of a touch up on the serrated side. Now to do that, yeah, somebody really abused this thing, unfortunately. But that's what I'm here for. Fixing problems. If you're too young for pocket knives, I'm just taking the huge burr off from the other side because unfortunately, whoever used it before me used it on something hard and scraped the shit out of this edge. So they rolled the edge over on the other side. Let's see. If I was into knives, but I couldn't collect knives, I would look into... I did airsoft for a while. I wouldn't recommend airsoft because it gets super expensive super quick, but it exists. Hey, I had the same thing happen. Which I do appreciate my high school teacher for not permanently expelling me. But, and nobody believes the story that I told either. And it's literally what happened. So I'm coming to school, right? I just leave the house, and as I'm walking through the front lawn, there's a knife sitting in the lawn. So I pick it up because I don't want my dad to run it over with a lawnmower, and then I use the pocket clip to stick it in my pocket because that's how you carry a pocket knife. I completely forgot about it until some other kid that was a bully to everybody said that he was scared and told the principal about it, and then I got in trouble. Like, literally nobody cared until he opened his big mouth. He's also the reason why I didn't finish my CTE program that year. I didn't get to do auto body that or not auto body, but mechanics shop that year. Completely ruined my whole chance of working on cars because he felt scared when he could have beat my ass if he wanted to any day of the week. Really disappointed. But what do you do? Yep. That's like if I would have thought about it, because I had it in my pocket, right? And I'm not thinking about it because I don't care. It's a pocket knife that I found in my lawn. Oh, yeah, no, it destroys your school career if you get caught with one. It sucks. But I also got caught with two, so just touching up the edge real quick. Yeah, we don't have metal detectors here because they're too expensive. At least that's the excuse I assume. Then again, Chicago's in Illinois, isn't it? So maybe it makes sense why there's why they've got them there. Oh, okay. Yeah, because there isn't knives that can get past those. That's stupid. I'm not going to tell you what ones get past them. I just know that I guaranteed have one that can get past them. And it actually uses metal. Yep, I live in the U.S. I think all three of us that are talking live in the U.S. right now. Yeah, I just think that's, if you're gonna do it, go all out. So where are you from, Matt? This is a DMT fine stone. You can get them for $20 on Amazon now. DMT is Diamond Metal Technologies, I believe. Diamond Machining Technologies. Unfortunately, I only DMT. Right there. So yeah, these go for like $20 on Amazon. They're a decently good deal. God, this thing's got a wild burr. I think what you should do is go to Walmart, buy one of these right here, and practice sharpening on this. Buy two of them or something and practice sharpening on that. This is $5. No, I don't do drugs. This is a $5 knife. Go to well, maybe not this one, but because cheap knives suck to sharpen. Maybe yeah, that's probably the only one I'd say go for because everything else is a little bit spendy. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend is buying a cheap knife and practicing on a whetstone. Or not a whetstone, a diamond stone is what I'd prefer. Because then you can do stuff like this on the edge and not destroy your stone. So this is a nickel plate with crushed diamonds on it. That's how diamond stones work, is they are embedded in the nickel. You also don't want to get these things wet because if you get them wet, then they start to rust. Yeah, diamond technology is getting kind of cheap nowadays. It's a lot easier to get quality pieces for less money. If you want some tips on sharpening, go over to Outdoors 55 on YouTube. He's the one that taught me how to do it, and by no means am I as good as he is, but he is insanely good at what he does. His whole channel is basically based on sharpening. Double check that chat isn't broken real quick. Yep, cool. I wouldn't go for fast and easy. Because, so this is a skill that you work up to. kind of like culinary stuff. If you take the fast and easy route, you will never learn the you'll never learn the kind of skill that it takes to do this stuff professionally. Not that you need to do it professionally. He's got a video on those. Yeah. If you're curious about sharpening, I'll look up his channel for you and I'll show you what his channel looks like. He's the pro that I'd recommend because he has a good teaching attitude. He doesn't do the hey, how you doing, Woodshed? I haven't talked to you on Twitter in quite a while. Let's see, Outdoors 55. How's you been? How's it going over there in Fruitland, by the way? Yeah, so this is Outdoors 55. I made it on your plaque, huh? How'd I pull that off? So yeah, this guy's whole channel is about sharpening, and he's really, really good at what he does. He's who I recommend if you have any questions. Yeah, so I need to see what plaque you're talking about because I'm going to be honest, I haven't looked at your channel in a little bit. Yeah, I'll look at that. I will actually, I've got a second phone, so why not? We'll look that up. Community. Wait, is that? That's a small plaque. I thought it was bigger than that. I thought it would have been bigger than that, but yeah. Here's my name right there. That's awesome. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Oh, you hit 5,000. No joke. Dude, you were stuck at 3 last time I looked. That's awesome. Damn, kind of wish I was there for that stream. Damn. Oh, you've been live streaming. Actually, oh, no. One of these days I might catch up to you. One day. I did see the chariot thing. That was hilarious. I enjoyed that. That was a good time. Oh, we'll see. I might. It's gonna take a little bit of I need to upload more often if I'm gonna try and pass you. But yeah, now you know who to go to for sharpening tips. Yep. Oh, actually, I've been I was working on this Leatherman today. This is the one I was working on. And it's sharp enough now. I'm not really happy with the factory edge, and I need to completely reprofile for it. So it's not in great condition, but I might just send it into them and have them fix the whole thing because there are a few problems with it. We'll see what they can do. Now, is there anything that I really want to sharpen right now? Because we've got a decent amount of people in here. Oh, I was talking about scraping. So somebody said, yeah, scratching your blade. I did that. So when I bought this, it was in pretty decent condition overall. Brand new, they go for around 200. And what happened was it was dull, so I decided to sharpen it. And if I hit the light just right, oh, right there, all those lines that go up in a diagonal angle, right here to right, you can see them right there. What happened was I'm sitting there sharpening on this side, and the knife slipped, went flat, and just completely scraped all the way along the whole thing. So I learned my lesson. I need to hold it a little bit tighter, but I also need to have a strong enough grip so that it doesn't twist in my hand. That's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned in sharpening was destroying the side of, like, this thing's beautiful, right? It was in perfect condition for the most part until that happened. And you learn as you go. It's just the way that it is. I mean, there's not much I can do about it now. It doesn't happen to me very often. I've learned how to hold a knife properly, and I'll show you how I hold them. I hold them a little bit differently than how, I can't remember what his name is. Whatever his name is on Outdoors 55 holds them. I hold them like this, with my thumb right there. And as I go, let's go ahead and do this, I guess. I hold it just like that, and I don't move my wrist at all. I do. I do have an Instagram account. It is linked. If you want to click on my profile picture, it's linked on, I guess I'd call it my bio, but yeah, you can see the pictures that I've been taking of all my knives for like a year and a half now. That wouldn't surprise me. They do change things every once in a while. So yeah, this thing's freaking sharp. It just glides right through paper. And I'd hate to get cut by this thing. It's also cheap. Yeah, let me see what it looks like now. I haven't looked at it in a while. It's been a few months. But if I'm going to suggest anything, like any actual stone or plate or whatever, I wouldn't go for what I use. I'd go for whatever Outdoors 55 uses. I do have a Swiss Army knife. I don't know if it's on the table. It's also like the second largest Swiss Army knife they ever made, so uh, yeah, I don't know if it's on the table, and I really don't want to spend like 20 minutes looking for it. But if you want to look up the Victorinox Swiss Champ, that's the one that I've got. Put all my silver away. Oh boy, do I have a ton of knives. My table's a mess. Yeah, the Swiss Champ is huge. It's thicker than a Leatherman is. Like, it is way thicker than this thing. Yeah, it's not under that foam, so I'm not going to look for it. If it was on the table, I would look for it though, so I just don't think that it is. I do, I think. Do I? I do. Yeah, in this little box. The box full of old stuff. Let's see here. This one. This is called a trick knife. Now, this little hook right here is not for opening bottles or anything like that. There is a little bar in here, and if you watch the bar, as you turn it over, gravity moves it. So to lock it, when you have it like this, it won't lock. But when you flick it over and push it, it locks, and then it's closed. And you flip it back over, and it's open again. Really cool idea. This one is from the 50s. None of these are from Rough Riders. Yeah, none of these are Rough Riders. These are all, this is a case from the 30s. Or no, this isn't from the 30s. Well, it might be. This is an Ulster from like the 30s or 40s. This is a case from the 80s. This is a case from the 30s. This was made between 1911 and 1916. This was made in the 50s, 30s, 50s, 30s, and then the 70s. Nope, it's completely useless. There is no point in doing it. It's just cool. Yeah, there was no point in this this locking mechanism here. It's just cool. And I was looking for one forever because they sell for like 30 or 40 bucks. I didn't want to spend that much. So I found one at a pawn shop for $9 and I bought it. It was one that I was looking for months too. So every once in a while, if you wait, you might get one. You might get what you're looking for. Whoa. It's getting smoother. Yep, the more you play with it, the smoother it gets. Okay, I have 2 hours. I don't own any. Dude, like half my shit isn't California compliant. It's hilarious. I do not have a Bel Air, and I don't own any OTFs anymore. I sold it because it just didn't fit me quite. I don't like OTFs all that much, so let's get my non-California compliant knives out. First shot, Echelon, not California compliant. CRKT Lurch, flat out, not California compliant. Kershaw Leak, not California compliant. Hogue EX A01, not California compliant. CRKT M4, not California compliant. No, I haven't handled a raccoon yet. They're a little pricey for me, so like my price range is like 20 to 30 bucks for most things. Let's see. Which one is this? It's not the chive. It's something. Not California. Actually, just barely not California compliant. Good times. What else? I don't think that this is California compliant. Dude, their old school shit was sick. They used terrible steel. I don't like slick metal handles either. So, and the Hogue Deca is a great choice. For the price, it's hard to beat. So yeah, I think this one's California or not California compliant because it looks like a dog tag, but it isn't. This one isn't California compliant. I guess we got to start moving stuff over because I got a lot. You're going to have to tell me which one because I don't know which one you're talking about. Not California compliant. Not California compliant. Top left. Did you mean this one? This one's actually kind of dangerous to the user because it's closed, but the blade is still able to be touched. Not a great knife, honestly. This one was also an early one. So it's a CRKT Kiss. This was the patent pending version. It is now patented. But yeah, California compliant or non-California compliant knives are quite easy to find. Got to answer something real quick. Okay, anything else? It's mostly just autos that aren't compliant. And autos aren't really my thing, but I own. Well, let's clarify something real quick. I own 3 of these and I own 3 of these. So I'm not going to pull them all out, but I own 3 of each. Speaking of which, I'm willing to sell one of each of those, by the way. What else do we have? I think that's it. It's on the table. On the table or in the boxes. I think you mean this one. I do not. This is the CRKT flat out. This is just the California non-compliant ones. This is nowhere near everything. Like, this isn't even a quarter of what I've got. But it is fun to show them off, so time to put them all back away. I appreciate you guys sticking around. So I'm doing this all because I got nothing else to do. It seems like people enjoy watching it, so my favorite knife brand. That's hard to pick. That really is hard to pick. I don't own any Demcos, no. Demco is out of my price range. I only own one, but I think Hogue is probably going to be my favorite. California is boring. I mean, I have so much stuff, not that I want to carry everything that I have. There's so much stuff in my collection that I can't carry there legally. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to carry it. Top 5. Okay. ZT is on that list. Are we talking about budget or just in general? And it's harder to pick a top 5 brands than it is to pick 5 brands I wouldn't buy anything from. Because that's probably way easier to figure out. Five brands. QSP, ZT, CRKT's higher end line. Trying to leave Kershaw out of it because I already picked ZT, but ZT and Kershaw kind of go hand in hand. It's the same company that owns both of them, so you're going to get the same customer service experience with both, which is why I'm picking them. QSP I'm picking because they just have really good quality for the price. It's a really hard question. Well, see, that changes things too, but we'll start with this. Leatherman is going to be on there, and probably Civivi, Wii, and Sencut. All of those are going to go together because the same company owns all three. So I don't carry fixed blades, no. So yeah, we're going to go with this right here. QSP CRKT's higher end line, ZT / Kershaw, Sencut, Civivi, Wii, and Leatherman. Those are going to be my top 5. Now, for the average Joe, things are going to be changing around a little bit. I'm going to remove Leatherman and ZT, and we will replace them with Hogue. I might keep ZT in there, actually. Yeah, that's probably my average Joe consumer recommendations right there. Yeah, it's hard to argue with this lineup. It's a pretty good lineup. if I could only buy knives from these companies, I think I'd actually be pretty happy. There's a lot of like these companies right here have a lot of different stuff. The diversity on options is insane. And QSP doesn't only do lower end stuff. They do some higher quality stuff too. My first knife broke. I have two replicas of my first knife. Although the one that I first got used titanium scales, but it was a multi-tool, just like this one. It had green titanium or green aluminum scales, and I broke it while carving. This got replaced with a Swiss Champ, a Victorinox Swiss Champ, and then I stopped, or I didn't buy any knives for a solid 10 years. And then I started getting into pocket knives again. And then started buying gas station stuff because they had rainbows on them. Then moved away from the rainbow stuff, and here we are. This collection grew from like $200 to $6,000 in 3 years. It gets expensive very fast. Yep. Collecting anything gets expensive fast. It just depends on what you spend your money on. And I'm going to be honest, you don't have to buy expensive stuff to be happy. Whoever says that you have to buy something expensive to be happy is not telling the truth. So, the Rat's a good knife. I've held one. I just don't own one yet. I know that everybody loves it. It's one of the best selling knives ever. So, it can't be bad if it's one of the best selling knives ever. It's comfortable too. It's kind of ugly, but it's super comfortable. It fits the hand nice. Really hard to argue with that. Buck's American made quality products are better than the Chinese quality products. Yep. Yeah. So Buck's Chinese products is something that I'd stay away from most of the time. I think nope, this one's made in the US. Yeah. If you're going to go with Buck, go for their American made stuff. They use better materials. This thing, love this thing. It is insanely sharp. And I sharpened it myself. It's one of the only ones with a recurve that I was able to sharpen with that flat stone over there. Aluminum scales, super lightweight. I love this thing. Would definitely recommend it. It's a 722 Spitfire. Yep. I think this one was made in 18. Highly recommend the Spitfire. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more, these things brand new are like 55. It's not slick, actually. So the jimping right here catches your fingers back here and prevents your hand from slipping very far. Along with the jimping up here, it just fits. It looks more slick than it is. The pocket clip helps as well. It fits between fingers so that your hand doesn't slide. Definitely one of the better knives. It looks slick. I'll agree with that. It really does. But I've never dropped it. I carried it for a week. Not that I drop every knife, but I've never had it try and slip out of my hand. And this one was carried during summer. Yeah, so the Buck 110 is a classic. If you don't have a buck 110, find a way to get a buck 110. You don't have to get them brand new, but find one for like 30 bucks if you can. Oh, that's what's catching. It's not a bad knife. It's more comfortable than it looks. And if your hand is too small for the buck 110, the buck 112. It's the way to go. The buck 112 fits me perfect. I don't own one, unfortunately, because they're a little bit overpriced. Highly recommend it, though. Oh, I'm getting tired. Let's talk about companies I don't recommend. Now, for one way or another, these companies have lost my trust. And as much as I'd love to keep them on the list for things that I'd buy, that's how I started. You know, you can get better for the same price. I just want to point or push this out there. This thing is, you can get these for less than what I got it for, or not really. I got this for 13 used, but brand new this is 38 on Blade HQ. You can get ones with different handle materials for less, and I think they're sitting in the $30 range. Gas station knives are in the $20 range. That extra $10 will get you this way higher quality. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to buy this, but yeah, sure. Pointy. Yeah, so just another extra $10. This is way worth the money. Oh, well, where I live, they cost like 20 bucks. So, yeah, you can still get better stuff for 10 bucks. If you got a Harbor Freight near you, this right here will be better than any gas station knife you could ever buy. I promise you that. So it's a Gordon knife. This is $9.99. Actually, today they are. If you download the Harbor Freight app, you can get 15% off of any item today. This would be $8.50, and then tax. This is going to be the knife that I'm going to put you to get, because it's better than any gas station knife with better materials, on ball bearings with G10 scales, and 8CR with a decent heat treat for 10 bucks. That right there is because you can't get this right now. These are almost unavailable everywhere. This is still the budget king because you just can't get these anywhere. Now let's see if I broke chat again, because I seem to be good at that. Nope, okay. So yeah, I think in... What time is it? 4:30. Oh, the time change just happened, didn't it? Huh. Okay then. Yeah, Mountain time. Sounds like you're in Central time. But yeah, if you're going to get one, go for this. Yeah, you have a good time. We'll see you in the next one, possibly. Just going to sit here and continue playing around for about the next 30 minutes. We can talk about pretty much whatever, but once that 30-minute mark hits, I think I'm going to be done for the night. My, not in the most comfortable chair in the world, unfortunately. And I'd like to be sitting in a recliner right about now. But we still have a little bit of extra time, so yeah, we can sit here and continue talking about stuff. Maybe next we should talk about yeah, the problem with that is my tripod is sitting here between my legs, so that gaming chair isn't going to fit under the table the right way. I've thought about it. It's just not something that's going to work out. Let's get stuff put away. Yep, I think ahead on stuff like this sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So yeah, if you want to write down some options real quick in the below $50 range, I wouldn't mind throwing you some options. And these are going to be the options that I recommend the most. For anybody that's just starting, we're going to start with the QSP Penguin. And I'm going to see if I can find the cheapest version of this real quick. Let me see if I got a text again. Nope, okay. Blade HQ. And where I buy stuff is Blade HQ. You don't have to. I'm starting to get fed up with how they're treating people. So I might be moving over to a new website. Penguin. Okay. Okay, so the QSP Penguin can be bought for as little as $31.50. Plus shipping is going to be about $6, so 37. You can get them with different scale materials. Denim, micarta, G10. This one has a brown linen micarta. Looks like burlap kinda. Shredded carbon fiber. The blue one is what I have, 3866. They also started making higher end versions of these as well. No, this is the one that I have. Yeah, this one right here. Because mine doesn't have the black blade. Brass scales. There's the mini versions that are more expensive than the regular versions, which is stupid to me, but who am I but just one guy that's sitting there on a phone. Not a whole lot. How about yourself? Penguin. Oh, these are slip joints. These don't lock, so that's something to keep in mind. This one's a button lock. So yeah, the QSP Penguin has a lot of different options. Highly recommend this knife. The next option would be at Harbor Freight. If you go onto Google and look up Gordon knife, it's the first one that shows up. It's a 2.9-inch blade. That's what it looks like. That was the one I was showing off earlier. right here. Now it has a 4-position pocket clip. Mine just doesn't work, unfortunately, on the 4-position type deal. Right now, with the 15% off coupon, it's $8.48 or $8.49. So that's a pretty good deal. Next knife for under 50. Ooh. It's a little more spendy. I think these are around 35. The Ruik P801 SF. And we'll go ahead and pull that one up too. P801. Now they have 2 options, 3 options, 4 options. Okay. Back when I got it, there was only one. Is the stainless version right here. The black stonewash version right there is 40. But I'd be going for this one. Great steel. It is a frame lock. Nice and sturdy. Also super smooth. It is a little hard to sharpen though, on this one specifically. I think they did the heat treat wrong on this one and it's really hard. But yeah, that's right there. P801. Next up for under $50. You can get these on eBay. It does rust, unfortunately, right here. From oils in your skin, it rusts up here. And there's no real way to fix it, unfortunately. But this is one of the most comfortable knives I've ever carried. It is a Kershaw Highball XL. A steel frame lock with anodized aluminum inserts. Or maybe that's titanium. I don't know. The model number is 7020. It is made in China. Really nice and smooth. Solid pocket clip. I love this thing. Next up is actually pretty cheap when you can find them on sale. The CRKT Pete. Highly recommend this thing for the price. Let me find out what they're going for right about now. P-I-E-T. Oh, they're out of stock on Blade HQ. $20. They used to be going on sale all the time for $13. So yeah, just CRKT PIET. Great knife for the price though. And let me see how much they are at Sportsman's, because I don't want results. Okay, search CRKT PIET. Go. Whoa, those went up in price. Yeah, a while back they were on sale at so I'd go through Smoky Mountain Knife Works, which is SMKW. They have all the cool stuff like this where they did different colors. This one's based on Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. The knife is called the Lightyear, so I think it fits. But their exclusives are awesome. They always do something different from everybody else, and I just think that that's sick. Blade HQ is an option. Knife Center. Knife Center's been around, I think, the longest since the 90s. I think White Mountain Knives does a pretty good deals too. Midway USA. I'll go ahead and type these all in chat so you can take a screenshot. Now, I haven't used all of these, but so let's see. Blade HQ, Knife Center, Midway USA, SMKW, White Mountain Knives. So those are 5 that I would recommend to look into. Customer service for Blade HQ is great. Unfortunately, their website is falling apart the way that they have it, and that's why I'm probably going to move away from them. But if you can find this thing anywhere, or this thing, these are probably the 2 that I'd recommend the most. This right here is designed by my favorite designer. His name is Jesper Voxnes. Jesper Voxnes does some great designs at all different price ranges. This one's the lower end. The higher end, I've got one that's like 200. I'm going to regret looking this up, aren't I? Oh, okay. That's interesting. It's a little overpriced though. $60. Where's it made? Or do they tell you where it's made? Made in China. Okay. Yeah, that one's just, it doesn't look uncomfortable. It's just not my kind of knife, personally. And I don't like, yeah, I don't like the glass breaker. I don't like having glass breakers on my knives. It just tends to get in the way. I just always tend to get poked by them when I'm reaching in my pocket, so I take it off, and then some of them, when you take it off, it takes off the pocket clip with it. Just not my kind of thing. But yeah, these are the 5 that I would pick from if I had to start all of this over again on a budget. These are the 5 knives I'd pick from. I don't use knives for fighting. I use knives for food. Let's see, is there anything else that I've got on the table that is actually reasonably priced? Um, Depending on the size of your hand, Well, I'm 22 years old, so you've been doing martial arts longer than I've been alive. See, the thing is I don't plan on getting into a fight with somebody, and if I do, rocks exist. And I promise you getting hit with a rock sucks, because I would know. Another couple decent options are CRKT Thero and the M16. The M16 comes in, have a good one, in a couple different shape or a couple different sizes. The 01 KS is smaller, and the 03 KS is larger. So yeah, these are. It's a decent knife if the larger one has better steel, but it's also about 60 instead of 50, unless you get it used. Now, the benefit of CRKT is if anything's ever broken, you can send them a parts request and they will send you free parts. The only parts that they won't send you is the blade, I think, and that's it. Everything else you can get replaced. Now, the best part is you get free parts with free shipping. That's important because if something on your knife breaks, I want free parts. I don't want to be spending 20 or 30 bucks to get it fixed when the knife I could get, or I could buy a used one for 20 or 30 bucks. So yeah, that's why these guys are great. Kershaw does the same thing. That's why I'm trying to keep all the ones that you get replacement parts for. Unfortunately, I don't know about these three, but you could just buy another one of these instead of replacing any parts for it. It's 10 bucks. And this one, I know you said you don't like slick stuff. This one's kind of slick, but I've never dropped it. I don't know why. This doesn't feel as slick as it looks to me. I've had other knives that use the same that use stainless steel scales that are way more slick than this thing is. I would pick the other ones over this though if that's what you're worried about. Because this one is stainless steel, but it isn't slick. Let's see here. Is there anything else? Got about 10 minutes left. But yeah, by far, I think my first option would be the QSP. This one. And then the second option would be this one. Now, this one's a decent step up from this one, but this one you can get free parts for. And it's not hard to take apart. Neither of these are really hard to take apart. I can show you how to do that because we actually have enough time to take them both apart. So taking apart a knife, maintenance is kind of important. If you can't keep them clean, then there's going to be a problem later on. So this is a T8 bit right here. And then we got T6s. Okay. Pull that screw out. There we go. That one goes right there. Then this one, the other one likes to come out because it's weird like that. Okay. And then you just kind of, oh, you have to push this piece, you have to push it through with the T6. So push straight. There we go. Nope. Still has to pop out. So there we go. Got it to pop out. Then you just take the whole thing apart. There you go. So that's the whole thing all taken apart. You don't want this to go rolling anywhere. That's kind of important. So if that goes and disappears when you open it, it will flick all the way open. Instead of stopping here, it will go all the way past and stop back here. So yeah. Yep, it's pretty easy. Go ahead and clean this off. Wipe it down real quick. There are more pieces if you really want to take the liners out, but there's no point. So once this is all cleaned off, you leave it there. Take this one off as well, and you clean it. Now, I do have plenty of videos on my channel of how to take knives apart and clean them. So you don't need to focus on this at all. It's just showing you how to do it nice and quick. No big important things going on. All you have to worry about is not losing your stop pin. This is extremely important. So this will go right here. The stop pin is what stops the blade from over traveling. We're going to go ahead and clean the blade off real quick. Just a quick wipe down is good enough. Now this goes right here on this side. It has, if you pay attention to it, there's a flat spot right there. It's a keyway. That keyway, notice how this isn't perfectly round. The keyway goes on the bottom on this one so that it doesn't twist. So you got that in. You put the stop pin back in right there. A little bit of oil, just a little bit, one drop. And you don't need the oil, it's just helpful for making things more smooth. Another drop on top of that washer. Then you place the blade on. There we go. So the stop pin is what stops it from going past that point. That's why it's so important. If you miss that, then you've got a problem. One drop of oil right here. The other goes right there. Then another drop on top. You don't need to do a drop in between everything. You can do just one drop on each side of the blade and that's it. That's all it needs, nothing more than that. This backspacer is aluminum. It will sit right here. Now putting it together is the trickiest part. You have to line up this hole with that and this right there. So we're going to start there. Bam, just like that. It doesn't always fit perfectly the first time, and that's fine. Just take some practice. I've been doing this for quite a while. One of my first and actually decent performing videos is how you take the Kershaw leak apart and clean it and then put it back together. I should really remake that video by adding what ingredients or whatever you need before taking it apart. Okay, go backwards until you hear a click, and then you go forwards so that you don't strip anything. We do the same on this side. It's not that hard. I can take apart a Kershaw leak and clean it and put it back together in 7 minutes. So, and if I wasn't talking on this, I could do this in probably 3. Yep, so it's a little tight. But there you go. All clean, nice and easy. This one over here is a little more complicated. We're going to go ahead and I've got another knife that I need to put away. I don't remember what knife goes in that spot. Oh well. Take this one apart, same basic tools. You need I always take apart this part first because I do. Now, when you're taking apart spring-assisted knives, this is not spring-assisted, but when you are, open the blade first. Because if you don't, then it actually gets pretty dangerous doing this. So, now we're going to swap over to the T6. Unscrew this. Unscrew this. Now, unfortunately, I think I also have to... Oh, maybe I don't. Okay, then you just pry it apart. Nice and soft. No need to be rough with it, because then you start hurting stuff. So this is a unique knife, because instead of using 2 or 4 washers, this one uses 6. Now, it's not super complicated, right? I just leave this half untouched. Don't take this side apart because there's no point. Stop pin right there in the same place. Okay, so this has, here's one, that white one, a phosphor bronze one, and then another phosphor bronze one on the bottom. All you got to do is take those out, clean them, oil them like this. And you don't have to oil these ones, but you do need to oil this one. This one's important because it's softer than the rest. It also adds more lubrication than the other ones. So we're going to go ahead and put that back on. Take this off. Oil it. There we go. Put that back. Take the other 2 off of this side, which there are 2. Put them back on. And then put it back together. This one is a little bit easier to line up. I say that as I probably struggle. There we go. Okay, swap over to the T8 bit because you're going to want to put this one in first. Makes it easier. I think after this, after putting this back together, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. I have had quite a fun stream though. Okay, screw that back in. And I'll teach you how to center these too, because centering, it's mostly for looks, but it also prevents your blade from scraping against the sides when it's closing, which is important, because then you've got blade damage where you don't need it. It doesn't look good. Okay. Remember to always start going backwards, loosening it. Then you hear it click like that. Then you start tightening again. Okay, that is done. So this one's pretty well centered. Centering is when the blade sits directly in the center. You can see this one's almost completely centered. So centering is mostly done by loosening and tightening the pivot. And we'll go ahead and loosen this and show you what off center looks like, where it's sitting over there on this right side. And the more you tighten it to a certain point, it gets centered, and then it sits there. It's nice and smooth in the centering part most of the time. Some knives aren't smooth, but that's just the way that they are. This one's nice and smooth, which is why I recommend this thing. So there you go. That's how you take apart, clean, and put back together a QSP Penguin. Again, the Pete is less complicated than this thing, which is why I would recommend... Well, I'm still recommending this one first because it's better steel. It's bigger and it's easier to sharpen. Because to sharpen this one, you kind of just grab a stone, find your angle like this, and then you sharpen. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now, sometimes that centering trick doesn't work. The tightening and loosening doesn't always work. The other way of doing it is you grab a piece of paper and you fold it up a bunch of times so that it's thick. And we'll just use this as an example. I do not fix balisongs, unfortunately. They're not super complicated though. So what you do is you grab your piece of paper and you jam it in there with the blade, whichever side the blade is sticking to. So you loosen it. Yeah, same thing. You loosen this, whichever side the thing is sticking to. You stick this on the same side and force it closed. Then you tighten this until it stays in the center, and then bam, it's all fixed. It doesn't always work. Unfortunately, there are some knives that will never be centered. That's just the way it is. But yeah. Anywho, I've been streaming for almost 4 hours, and my back and butt aren't feeling the great, or aren't feeling the best. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Yeah, I hope it's easy. Not every knife is going to be easy, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next one or something. I tend to live stream on Sundays. Let's see how many subscribers we've gained. Heck yeah, 15 today. Anywho, we'll see you guys later. Actually, yeah, we'll see you guys later. Hope you have a good one, and yeah, nothing else to say. See you guys. Peace.